Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Erni Kusuma Wardani. My name is 1553000139. Today I'm going to talk about the language. So what is the definition? Language for me is language is use of communication to people. Language which consists of the use of system of communication, set of sounds of the words in writing. Usually the people use the language for communication to people to another people, and you can use language to deliver the various meaning of communication. And when I start to learn about the language, it's from child. When I was the baby, I learned about the vowel sounds like a, or o. So after that, my parents teach me about the Indonesian language. So I use Indonesian language until I adult from my parents, because this language is daily language in my family. My parents talk with using the Indonesian language, but sometimes mixed with the Japanese language. So I usually to listen it and interaction with them, and then I follow it to use the Japanese and Indonesian language, even for my parents or for my friends. And how I learn about it? I learn about it automatically from my parents. I grew up in households where the conversation occur that usually I use. I start learn speak with the use Indonesian language, then it's become my habit, and then I try to speak with the Japanese language, because I usually to listen it, so that two language it's become my daily language. And then what was difficult about it? I think there is no difficult when I learn about the language, because from baby, my parents teach me about the language. So I usually to listen it, I usually to speak it, and then that it's become habit for me, and then I can to speak language until I adult, from baby until I adult. And maybe the difficult for me is when I cannot to divide, when I speak Japanese like ngoko in my parents, and because this language it's usually I talk with my friends. So when I talk with my parents, I'm using the Indonesian language. So maybe the difficult is when I carried that language, ngoko language, to my parents, and I think that is not polite, and sometimes I miss it about it. And then I decided to learn about that language because I think that I need when I want to talk about someone, and I need to learn about this language, especially I live in Japanese. So I think that I cannot to just speak Indonesian, but I don't learn about Japanese. And the kind of the language that I can speak, there are 4 languages. The first is Indonesian, the second is Japanese, and the kind of the Japanese is Kromo and Ngoko, and the last is English. I mean 3 languages, not 4 languages. So yeah, that's all for me. I'm sorry if I haven't mistake. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.